I packed 50 milligrams into my vaporizer, inhaled for about 10 seconds, laid back on my couch, and closed my eyes. With my eyes closed, I saw only darkness. Then after about 5 or so seconds, I started to see this faint cracking, splintering imagery getting more and more vivid. Then bam! I immediately was blasted through the darkness to this infinite space of nothing. It's actually really easy to describe exactly what it looked like. This void was very monotone in color. It looked like a crummy 3D eye puzzle. The same repeating pattern, far off in the distance, repeated into infinity. In this pattern was massive globular displacement of this infinite space. I was rocketing towards nothing at the speed of light. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm staring out at this vast nothingness, hurtling towards it at insane speeds. I am maybe 10 seconds into the trip at this point, fully aware I'm still sitting on the couch. Then, all of a sudden, the entire space flattened into a solid plane. Being aware I was on the couch, in a fraction of a second, instantly, my head felt like someone lit an M80 in my brain. I felt my head literally explode. Even to this day, I can still vaguely remember what this felt like. My head erupted, and I felt my legs explode off my body and hit the walls of my bedroom. I could feel bones popping out of their sockets. It's literally like I was re-entering Earth's atmosphere at the speed of light, and I hit a brick wall. I felt my limbs detach. I felt them hit the walls. It was completely unbelievable, and it all happened in a split second. I'm not rocketing towards this infinite space anymore. I've just died. I'm somewhere that I've never been. I can't tell you visually what it looked like. I remember nothing from this place except feeling immense fear. I entered this new place, and it was like I was in a stream of flowing matter, almost like a river. I can remember that in this place time did not exist. This was the first time I've ever had a trip where it honestly felt like days or even weeks had gone by in seconds. I have no way to convey this feeling to anyone. I can't describe it. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced. I was trying to focus on the word love and the word relax in this new place. Anything to ground me. In this place, there was absolutely no me anymore. No family, no friends, and most terrifying for me, zero thoughts at all. It was like my brain was completely turned off. I couldn't think. I could only flow in the stream where there was no time and no thought. I'm sure that sounds very vague and disappointing, but it's all I can recall from this incredibly bizarre place. It truly felt like ages had gone by and I was stuck there. After what felt like an incredible length of time, all of a sudden, thousands and thousands of pixies or spirits, whatever you could call them, started flocking to me. They completely engulfed my vision. I can't remember what any of them looked like because it was so completely chaotic. I have a vague memory of them being made of gold or precious metals and jewels. Pixies is the best word I can think of to describe them. Once these pixie-like entities appeared, I was slowly able to start having thoughts again. I was slowly coming back to my brain as they kept gathering around me. At one point I remember I started looking to the right of all the pixies. All the radiant light and feeling of security I had with them started fading away into darkness again. This army of pixies started frantically freaking out, becoming way more animated. "Don't look over there. Focus on us." No words, I just knew it. My eyes moved back to them, and they started calming down again. This will sound completely insane, but they were performing CPR on me. I quickly started to understand what they were doing for me. They were bringing me back. They were working tirelessly to calm me down and bring me back. They kept showing me love and kindness, I guess you could say. Impossible to explain. They saved me, though. This is all I can remember. These beautiful pixies saved me. They helped me out. They brought me back to my body. Once I finally was able to open my eyes back on the couch, my wife and friend were asking how I was doing. I couldn't speak. I wasn't putting on a show. I literally stared at one spot on the wall for 30 minutes, completely shell-shocked. I've never had anything remotely like this happen on a DMT trip. A description of this trip in text will never do justice to what it felt like to be experiencing this. Absolutely the most terrifying, yet unbelievably incredible experience of my life. I've thought about this trip so many times. Why would that trip explode my body and throw me into this place only to come back? My takeaway on this is, no one can ever tell me I didn't die. I got to come back though. I've already died. I try to keep this in my mind whenever things get stressful or difficult in life. In comparison, I truly have nothing to ever worry about again. Nothing can ever come close to how scary that was, yet also how fantastic it all was. I can't wait to try DMT again. So terrifying and still liberating. Thank you for listening.